Lacken Strand, County Mayo, Ireland. The west of Ireland, with its brooding hills, rugged coastlines, and the constant song of the Atlantic, is a place steeped in both history and legend. Among its many treasures, one stretches across the shores of County Mayo, Lacken Strand. A golden ribbon of beach woven into the fabric of time, Lacken Strand is much more than just a place where land meets sea. It is a sanctuary where nature's poetry is written in waves and wind, where the ancient and the eternal seem to share the same breath. Lacken Strand, nestled between the towering cliffs of North Mayo and the flatlands that ease towards the town of Ballina, offers an experience that is both otherworldly and deeply rooted in the Irish sense of place. For those who wander here, whether native or visitor, Lacken is more than a mere stretch of coastline. It's a canvas on which the natural world paints its ever-changing story. The Strand is part of a larger area known as the Lacken Peninsula, a secluded and sometimes overlooked corner of Ireland that still feels untouched by the rush of modern life. To arrive at Lacken Strand is to step into a realm where time seems to shift, as if the rolling tide and sweeping dunes have marked the hours and days for centuries, long before the first settlers walked its shores. To approach Lacken Strand is to first journey through the wild, untamed heart of County Mayo. The roads that lead to the coast wind through fields of gorse and heather, where sheep graze idly, unperturbed by the few cars that pass by. Every turn of the road brings with it a new vista, a patchwork of green, a distant mountain, or the sudden flash of ocean as it peeks through the hills. As you descend towards the beach, the air becomes different. Salt and wind mix with the earthy scent of bogland, carrying the crisp freshness of the sea. It's a scent that has lingered here for millennia, unchanged since the days when this land was first shaped by ancient glaciers and the relentless forces of nature. The parish of Lacken, like many small Irish coastal communities, is modest in its presence, a scattering of whitewashed cottages and stone walls. The people here are known for their quiet strength and deep connection to the land and sea, a bond passed down through generations. They are fishermen, farmers, and craftsmen, living lives that are simple but filled with a kind of richness that can only be found in places where nature remains at the forefront. At the center of the parish, where the land begins to slope gently downwards, lies the entrance to Lacken Strand. There is a small car park and a rough path that leads to the beach, but no grand entrance or signpost is needed. The Strand itself beckons, vast and unassuming, and the call of the sea is ever present. Lacken Strand is a vast expanse of fine, pale sand that stretches for nearly 5 kilometers, bordered by the restless Atlantic on one side and soft dunes on the other. It is a place of contrasts, where the rough, untamed power of the ocean meets the soft, yielding sands. The beach is wide and open, and on a clear day, it feels as though the horizon stretches forever. To walk along the Strand is to feel the pulse of nature beneath your feet. The sand, soft and powdery at first, gradually firms as you near the water's edge, where the sea has left its mark. The waves here are constant, though their mood changes with the wind. On calm days, they lap gently at the shore, a soothing rhythm that invites reflection. But when the Atlantic storms roll in, the waves crash with a primal fury, throwing foam and spray high into the air, reminding you of the power that lies just beyond the horizon. The beach is a living, breathing entity, shaped by the tides and the weather. Driftwood, seaweed, and the occasional shell are scattered along the shore, washed up from distant places, each with its own story to tell. The dunes, covered in marram grass that sways in the wind, form a natural boundary between the Strand and the farmland beyond. These dunes are more than just a picturesque backdrop. They are a vital part of the ecosystem, home to birds, small mammals, and countless insects. They shift and change with the wind, creating new patterns and landscapes with each passing season. The Strand is also home to a wide variety of wildlife. Gulls and oystercatchers are a common sight, their cries piercing the air as they search for food along the shore. In the distance, you might catch a glimpse of seals basking on the rocks, their dark shapes contrasting against the white foam of the waves. And if you're lucky, you may even spot a pod of dolphins playing in the deeper waters, their sleek bodies cutting through the surf with effortless grace. Though Lacken Strand feels timeless, it is not immune to the challenges of the modern world. Coastal erosion, rising sea levels, and the ever-present threat of climate change are all issues that have begun to affect this fragile ecosystem. The dunes, which have stood for centuries as a buffer between the land and the sea, are slowly being worn away. Local communities and environmental groups have started to take action to protect this precious landscape, raising awareness of the need for conservation and sustainable practices. Efforts are being made to preserve the dunes, protect the wildlife, and ensure that future generations can continue to enjoy the beauty of Lacken Strand. Despite these challenges, there is a sense of resilience here, a quiet determination to protect what is sacred. The people of Lacken, like the landscape they call home, are strong and steadfast, rooted in the knowledge that this place is worth fighting for. As the light fades and the stars begin to appear in the sky above Lacken Strand, there is a sense of peace that settles over the land. The sea, now dark and mysterious, continues its endless dance with the shore while the wind whispers through the dunes, carrying with it the stories of the past. Lacken Strand,